And the top story of the day, and a big setback also for all those who were hoping that finally wheels of justice will move. The VIP brat of Kanpur, the son of UP tobacco tycoon and an accused in a car crash, Shivam Mishra, has walked out on bail. Shivam was nabbed today at 10 a.m. in Kanpur after his return from Delhi, where he was allegedly getting treatment after the accident. After the arrest, Shivam was presented in the court. Police maintained the evidence established Shivam as the driver, including videos of him being pulled out of the driver's seat after the crash. But he did not get police custody. Not just that. Shivam Mishra walked out on bail at 4 p.m. The accused lawyer said he was released after cops presented a weak argument in the court. Mishra's legal team also said that Kanpur police failed to serve him relevant notices for the alleged crime he has been charged with. And in light of this, the court refused their demand for police custody. Remember, this comes just one day after the shocking twist in the case came when the driver of Shivam Mishra emerged claiming it was him behind the wheel. Shortly after that, even the complainant made a U-turn on his initial complaint and said it was not Shivam but his driver who was driving the car. After so much tumultuous but the final result is that Shivam Mishra, who can be seen in the videos that he was on the driver's seat, has walked out on bail. Sample the reactions coming in.
पुलिस द्वारा रिमांड के लिए अभियुक्त को पेश किया गया था, जो कि खारिज हो गया है। पुलिस की कमियों के आधार पे यह रिमांड खारिज कर दिया गया है। किसी और अभियुक्त को शिवम मिश्रा को छोड़ दिया गया है। शिवम मिश्रा को उसका रिमांड खारिज करके छोड़ दिया गया। क्या वजह है क्यों छोड़ दिया गया? पुलिस ने जो नोटिस की तामीला की बात बताई थी वह कोर्ट में साबित नहीं कर पाए, क्योंकि नोटिस उसको दिया जाना अति आवश्यक था। 7 साल से कम की सजा है। 7 साल की कम की सजा में 35 की नोटिस 41 की नोटिस को दिया जाना मैंडेटरी है। माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के दिशा निर्देशों को पुलिस द्वारा नहीं माना गया है और उसको गिरफ्तार करके यहाँ लाया गया था। इस वजह से उसका रिमांड खारिज हो गया।
Now let's tell you how this rich brat took system for a ride, fled the crash scene with bouncers. Cops denied entry. This was the first thing that happened. He fled the crash scene with bouncers. Then, when cops denied entry to house after crash, they went and checked for him to take him into arrest, but he wasn't there. The cops were denied entry to his house. Then this brat fled Kanpur, got admitted in a Delhi hospital. Why? Because he was injured in the crash. Why? Because circumstantial evidence or the proof that is there in the public domain as per videos, it shows that he was inside the car on the driver's wheel when this accident happened. Then his dad claimed he was not driving the car. That's one thing sure shot that the family has maintained. The driver came out to say that yes, I was driving, when you can see that it was Shivam Mishra who was behind the wheel. Video showed that Shivam was taken out from the driver's side. There are multiple videos and multiple angles of those videos which are available in public domain, but still this brat is out on bail. Now 3 days later, as I said, there were defense after defense. The driver claimed he was driving the car, not Shivam. Shivam bhaiya to bagal mein baithe the. This was the statement that the driver Mohan of Shivam Mishra gave. Then on Feb 12, finally, the cops managed to arrest him, produce in court. Cops confirmed that Shivam was, after 4 days, he has been granted bail. This is when the cops confirmed that Shivam was driving the Lamborghini. This person has got bail. Well, these are the norms and these are the laws in our country. But one thing is sure shot, that the justice system needs to review. And now shifting our focus to other big stories, Rahul Gandhi versus government face-off has escalated inside Parliament over his remarks on the India-US trade deal. This comes after Rahul Gandhi made a fierce attack on India-US trade deal and blamed the government for coming out with a very small trade deal or insignificant to the people of India. Now, BJP Chief Whip Sanjay Jaiswal has moved a notice seeking removal of what he calls objectionable portions from Rahul Gandhi's speech. Though some remarks were expunged, the BJP says that it is not enough. Now, BJP MP Nishikant Dubey has now filed a motion seeking of cancellation of Rahul Gandhi's Lok Sabha membership, alleging he speaks without facts. If this motion gets admitted, it could be discussed and put to vote. If the motion is passed, Rahul Gandhi's membership could also be lost. Rahul Gandhi but has reacted sharply and attacked the trade deal, calling it a weak agreement and also putting BJP in a very tight spot. Meanwhile, defending him was his sister, Congress MP Priyanka Gandhi. She struck a defiant note saying the government can do whatever they want against Rahul Gandhi, but it doesn't affect the stand of the Congress party. Sample the reactions.
मैंने एक सब्सटेंसिव मोशन दिया है, क्योंकि किसी एमपी के खिलाफ यदि कोई आरोप लगाते हैं, मैं उनकी तरह जो है नियम कानून का हत्या करने वाला आदमी नहीं, या उनकी तरह दादागिरी से जो है ये संविधान नहीं चलाने की बात है। मैंने एक सब्सटेंसिव मोशन दिया है, उसमें मैंने जिक्र किया है कि कैसे ये सोरोस फाउंडेशन के साथ, फोर्ड फाउंडेशन के साथ, यूएसएड के साथ मिलकर थाईलैंड जाते हैं, कंबोडिया जाते हैं, वियतनाम जाते हैं, यूएस जाते हैं, भारत विरोधी ताकतों के साथ किस तरह से मिले हुए रहते हैं। इनकी सदस्यता भी रद्द हो और इनको जिंदगी भर के लिए चुनाव लड़ने के लिए डिबार भी कर दी जाए।
एफआईआर, तमाम केस, ये सब क्या क्या करेंगे करने दीजिए, राहुल जी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता। एफआईआर, तमाम केस, ये सब क्या क्या करेंगे करने दीजिए, राहुल जी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता।
मैंने कल भी कहा हूँ, ऑथेंटिकेट बोले तो मैं ऑथेंटिकेट करता हूँ, बोलता है। ऑथेंटिकेशन के लिए अभी तक रिकॉर्ड नहीं दिया है, अभी तक एविडेंस नहीं दिया है। कुछ भी बिना तथ्य के आधार पर ऐसे बोलते हैं, वो समझे वो राजा महाराजा है, ऐसे ही बोल सकते हैं।
सरकार के प्रिविलेज लाने की तैयारी कर रही है।
वो तो पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री एंड मिनिस्टर डिसाइड करेगा, मुझे उसके बारे में जानकारी नहीं है। लेकिन सदन में हो, सदन के बाहर हो, मोस्ट इमेच्योर्ड बिहेवियर वो हर बार कर रहे हैं और जनता इसीलिए उनको हार का रुचि हर बार दिखा रहे हैं, फिर भी उनको समझ नहीं आ रहा है।
If they file privilege motion, if they tried to remove his membership last time, what happened? People elected more than than Modi ji. Check the voters of Varanasi and Rai Bareli. You removed him the parliament there. After the election, people elected him more majority than Narendra Modi ji. We are not bothered about the privilege, this substantiate. We are not bothered about it. If you want to hang us, hang us.
Now let's decode BJP's playbook for you. What is this substantive motion that has been moved by BJP against Leader of Opposition Rahul Gandhi? Now the first thing of this motion is that it can be taken up in the House and debated. It doesn't often goes to the selective committee or the privileges committee. So there is one thing that the BJP has in their sleeve, in their hand, this card, that the substantive motion can be taken directly in the House and debated. Now, Parliament can choose to refer it to a committee. That can happen once the parliamentarians decide that it needs to be taken up to a committee. The decision can be made inside the Parliament. Then this substantive motion has more punitive measures than breach of privilege. Remember, breach of privilege is one, you can do a privilege motion. The other is substantive motion, and this is more punitive. Hence, this has been used by the BJP this time against Leader of Opposition Rahul Gandhi in Lok Sabha. Now, as per this substantive motion, it initiates a formal attempt to punish a member of the House. Motion to cancel is one another part of it. Is motion to cancel Rahul's membership in Lok Sabha is what it will deal with. It will also deal if Rahul can face a lifetime ban on contesting polls. Now, this is one thing that the BJP will go forward with. The BJP wants Rahul Gandhi to not contest the upcoming elections. They want him that he should not be part of the Lok Sabha, and they want this motion to result in the cancellation of the membership. Let's also take a look at how this is blowing up for the BJP and how the BJP is countering it. Now, Union Minister Hardeep Puri sat down with NDTV on the charges that were made against him on the Epstein Files claim. My colleague Padmaja Joshi decoded and grilled the minister, and he did admit that he met him, but maintained that he met him only as part of peace delegations or independent work. Take a look.
what is happening in the UK, what is happening in the US. Howard Lutnick, he met with the same person, and he, before the Senate committee, including by Republicans, is being asked to step down.
Yes, he met him because he met him and went to his island with his children. That's a different issue.
But he went with his children and his nannies.
Hold on.
And this was just 4 years later. You met him 6 years later.
No, I met him. I'll tell you something. If I have to step down or being asked to step down, then I think people are living in cuckoo land. There must be something else I would have done. But because I met a person 11 years ago or 12 or 14 years ago, actually 14, 2013 and 14, which is about 12 years ago, when I was not a part of the government, okay? Those guys had this thing. In UK, the storm is about Peter Mandelson. The guy was passing on information to him. Information which was tradable. And he was passing on information. This is a violation of all kinds of ethics rules. I'm not getting into, I know Peter Mandelson, etc. So please, if we have the ability to draw a distinction between one and the other, so
there is moral responsibility hoti hai. Guilt by association.
Guilt by association. To meet a person twice. Tomorrow you go and commit a crime and somebody shows the clip of mine saying you're guilt or you met Padmara Joshi and so and so. All kinds of things people will say about you. And so just because I gave you an interview, meri guilt by association hogi. This Alice in Wonderland characters, Alice in Cuckooland, his father was the Prime Minister when I went to meet Mr. Prabhakaran, crossing the mines in Jaffna. Okay, and I flew him here for the India-Sri Lanka peace agreement. Now, because I met a terrorist, wo ho gaya. I mean, look at what the standards are. I said, listen, out of all this, if they want to come on something, I would advise them, don't take a 10-second clip from one of my interviews and put an AI generation on it. Please look at the context. What was the context in 2008? What was the context in 2014? As soon as we knew and we became clear on who this guy was, we cut our losses.
You've never been to the island?
No way. No, not been on the island, not stepped on that aircraft. What's it? The aircraft had an interesting name I read in the email somewhere. But more than that, I cut my contacts with the IPI.
And let's take a look at now what happened after Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju shared another video, what happened inside the Speaker's room. Now, in this video, which comes after few videos that the minister shared against Congress MPs, first on the attack PM plot, and now the BJP claims that this video is where you can see that the Congress MPs gher out the speaker and they used abusive language. We cannot verify that claim, but as per the BJP, Congress MPs who were present inside the Speaker's chamber, they allegedly abused him and threatened the Prime Minister as well. Now, this video also dates from Feb 4th, the day PM was supposed to speak in Lok Sabha but couldn't as women MPs from Congress had surrounded his seat, videos of which were shared by the BJP and in fact by the Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju. But MPs continue to maintain that there was no such thing. The Congress has denied this claim that there wasn't any abuse or any bid to gher out the Prime Minister. Sample the reactions.
को अब्यूज नहीं किया. कुछ एक दो एमपी थे जिनको जो थोड़े ज़्यादा नाराज़ थे, तो उन्होंने वो एक्सप्रेस किया, अपनी नाराज़गी एक्सप्रेस की. और मैंने ये भी देखा है कि मैं पीछे से इनकरेज कर रही थी, बिल्कुल झूठे हुए चुपचाप बैठी थी. और अंत में मैंने एक दो चीज़ें बोली शांति से स्पीकर साहब को.
ये रिजिजू का स्टेटमेंट है विच इज इन इटसेल्फ अनपार्लियामेंट्री. ये जो काम कर रहे पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर्स मिनिस्टर, ये उनका स्कोप में नहीं है. और अगर इफ ही वांट्स टू अक्यूज अस देन यू प्लीज शो ऑल द अदर वीडियोस व्हिच यू हैव सेंसर्ड एंड नॉट शोन टू द कंट्री. ये भी दिखा दीजिए. रेणुका चौधरी का कुत्ता पे प्रिविलेज मोशन, अब राहुल गांधी पे प्रिविलेज मोशन. ये इनको समझ में आती है कि प्रिविलेज मोशन है क्या, किस लिए यूज करते हैं, जानकारी नहीं है. और धमकियाँ, ये गली में गुंडे जो घूमते हैं वो बोलते रहते ना, चल बेटा ये है.
Now, fresh political war of words has erupted over the new rules mandated by the Ministry of Home Affairs over the national song Vande Mataram. As per this new rule, the national song will be sung before every official event. But This has been given a political flavor by the opposition ranks. The AIMIM claims that this is injustice to Muslims. The Congress party claims that it has been done just to woo the voters in the Bengal Assembly elections. And the others criticize it, calling it a dictatorship mindset of the Modi government. However, the government maintains that this is the correct thing that the government has done, as injustice had been done. And it is time to restore the honor of the national song. Reactions coming in.
देखिए, वंदे मातरम का हम आदर करते हैं, सम्मान करते हैं, लेकिन किसी को जबरन ये बोलना कि आपको ये बोलना ही पड़ेगा, ये गलत है। देखिए, संविधान ने आर्टिकल 25 ने इजाज़त दिया है राइट टू प्रैक्टिस रिलीजन का। हर शख्स को इजाज़त है, आप अपना रिलीजन प्रैक्टिस करो, हमारा रिलीजन प्रैक्टिस करें। मगर इसमें कुछ ऐसी पंक्तियां हैं जो एक मुसलमान के लिए सही नहीं है। जब नेशनल एंथम पढ़ा जाता है, जन गण मन पढ़ा जाता है, हम दिल जान से पढ़ते हैं, दिल जान से खड़े होते हैं, सम्मान आदर के साथ हम पढ़ते हैं। लेकिन वहीं पर आप ये बोलो कि नहीं, ये आप नहीं बोले तो आप एंटी नेशनल, आप पैट्रियोटिक नहीं रहते, ये गलत है।
जुबान पर संविधान पर मन में शरिया और वोट बैंक की दुकान अब कांग्रेस पार्टी के बाद, समाजवादी पार्टी के बाद, तृणमूल कांग्रेस के बाद जमीयत उलेमाए हिंद, जो लोग वोट बैंक की ठेकेदारी करते हैं, वो भी वंदे मातरम के गाइडलाइंस का विरोध कर रहे हैं। कितने दुख की बात है कि 150 वर्ष होते हैं वंदे मातरम को। बंकिम चंद्र चटर्जी को वंदे मातरम को सम्मान देने के बदले कुछ लोग शरिया को संविधान के ऊपर रखते हैं, शरिया को सम्मान, राष्ट्रीय सम्मान के ऊपर रखते हैं। पहले कांग्रेस के इमरान मसूद हुसैन दलवाई ने विरोध किया, कहा कि ये मुस्लिम विरोधी है, फिर टीएमसी ने विरोध किया, और अब जमीयत उलेमाए हिंद भी यही कह रही है, अरशद मदनी भी कह रहे हैं कि हम इसको चुनौती देंगे, ये हमारे मजहब के खिलाफ है। अरे भाई, पहली बार जब गाया गया तब रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर जी के आग्रह पर कांग्रेस के सेशन में जो रहमतुल्लाह सायानी चेयर कर रहे थे उसमें गाया गया, तो क्या ये मुस्लिम विरोधी था?
Shifting our focus now to Karnataka, where BJP MLA Byrati Basavaraj taken into custody by the CID. This comes nearly 8 months after being named as an accused in a Bengaluru realtor murder case. Karnataka BJP MLA has been taken into the CID custody. Remember, this happened after he was made an accused in the murder case of a realtor. Now, after Supreme Court rejected the anticipatory bail plea of this BJP MLA, he landed at the Bengaluru airport, and shortly after that, he was taken into custody by the cops there. Listen in to what the Karnataka government had to say.
Yes, Basavaraj had applied for a bail in the High Court, which was rejected. And yesterday he had approached the Supreme Court, and today that also has been rejected. The only option was left for him was to surrender, and he has surrendered today.
And my colleague Ritu is joining with more details. Ritu, tell us more about this case.
Well, you see, in a major development here in Bengaluru, there you have finally the CID of Karnataka has basically arrested the BJP MLA Byrati Basavaraj in connection with the murder of a rowdy sheeter. Now, in fact, remember the mother of this particular Justice basically Biklu Shiva, who had basically directly accused the hands of Byrati Basavaraj behind her son's murder. That's when he landed into a scoop therein, and the investigation whole of that began for a couple of months now. The investigation therein was on as well. The case was also handed over by the state government from the police department to a CID, which basically started this investigation. The MLA was fifth accused in this particular case. Now this whole case is regarding that, if you remember, how that the rowdy sheeter, Shiva was basically hacked to a death right in front of his house by a group of people, and the group was headed by another individual who was a close aide of Byrati Basavaraj. Now that's where the connection basically was seen, and therein now finally CID arresting him.
Right, thank you so much, Ritu, for joining us. Shifting into a very short break, but don't go anywhere, more news lined up. Bangladesh polling has ended in what is being described as one of South Asia's most consequential elections this year. Counting has begun immediately after voting ended. The vote comes 18 months after a student-led uprising forced former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina from power. Now, it's primarily a two-way contest between BNP and Jamaat alliance. In fact, there was violence reported between BNP and Jamaat supporters at Mirpur, the constituency from which Jamaat chief Shafiqur Rahman is contesting. Now, Sheikh Hasina's Awami League has been banned from contesting these elections. There were also crude bomb explosions in two areas in Gopalganj and Munshiganj. But what happened and where will this side go? What will be the result? NDTV continues to track and report from the ground there. Take a look.
Bangladesh is heading into one of its most pivotal elections in decades, and the political chessboard has been flipped. After the ouster of Sheikh Hasina and the disqualification of the Awami League, the February 12th vote is now a two-horse race. On one side, Tariq Rahman's Bangladesh Nationalist Party, and on the other, Shafiqur Rahman's Jamaat-e-Islami. Former allies are now squaring off as fierce competitors. With Hasina's exile and Khalida Zia's passing away, the curtains are up on Bangladesh's fabled Battle of the Battle. The BNP enters as the front-runner. It is contesting 292 out of 300 seats. It has the widest footprint on the ballot and leads a 10-party alliance. And in some surveys, it commands support as high as 66%. Tariq Rahman, son of former Prime Minister Khalida Zia, is banking on scale, structure and strong rural networks. And notably, women voters, where surveys reflect a commanding lead. On the other end is Jamaat-e-Islami, contesting 224 constituencies, leading an 11-party coalition, including the National Citizen Party, born from the 2024 student uprising. Recent polling suggests a tight electoral battle. One IILD survey shows the BNP-led alliance at 44.1% and the Jamaat-led bloc at 43.9%. Jamaat has gained ground among Gen Z and university voters, winning several campus elections. Its student wing, Islami Chhatra Shibir, is targeting young, educated demographics. As the electoral margin narrows, the BNP has sharpened its rhetoric against the Jamaat, terming it as anti-independence. The ballots will answer one question: who truly inherits the post-Hasina political landscape? Tariq Rahman or Shafiqur Rahman? Two polarizing figures, one ballot, and a nation holding its breath.
For decades now, Bangladesh was defined by women at the top: Sheikh Hasina, Khalida Zia. But this election tells a different story. With both leaders gone, women are almost invisible on the ballot. Just 4% of candidates nationwide, many placeholders tied to male politicians, from Islamist party banning women outright to major parties offering token representation. What's happening in Bangladesh? Take a look.
For decades, Bangladesh's politics appeared to defy the world. Two women, Sheikh Hasina and Khalida Zia, rule the country's political landscape, alternating power, shaping governments and defining national discourse. With the two leaders gone, women have all but vanished from Bangladesh's political front lines. Only 78 women are contesting in the polls nationwide, just over 4% of all candidates. In Dhaka, this is being sold as progress, but the reality is far less empowering. Nearly 1/3 of these women are not independent political actors, but rather wives, daughters of influential male leaders, placeholders in a system still controlled by men. At least 30 political parties have not nominated a single woman. Among them, Islamist groups like Jamaat-e-Islami, making the exclusion explicit, saying women cannot lead his party and even equating working women to prostitutes. The Jamaat manifesto also proposes to reduce women's working hours to allow them to focus on domestic chores. Even the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, once led by Khalida Zia, has fielded only 10 women, all with direct family ties to senior leaders. This points to a larger systemic challenge in Bangladesh. While women are represented across governance, education and other sectors, they are missing from the ballot boxes, shut out from seeking political power.
On that note, we are slipping into a very short break. Thank you for watching.